Noise in cities. This lecture will be about the science of acoustics, the study of sound in relation to urban environments such as cities. As an acoustic engineer myself, I think this is an area where we likely to see great changes. In the past, researching urban soundscapes was simple. We measured the noise levels of sound in decibels. So I used to take my sound meter and I measured the noise somewhere, and then I might ask a sample of people to say at what level the sound became annoying. With data like this, acoustic engineers have been able to build up what we call noise maps of the sound environment. But actually, these aren't a lot of use. What they do show is the highest noise levels are generally on roads. Well, that's not really very surprising. That's quite a lot going on. These maps don't show because they can't capture the complex way that sound varies over time. So they ignore important issues such as the noise someone might hear from the open windows or gardens of their neighbors. And this sort of noise can be quite significant in summers. But we don't have any databases on this sort of information. As well as that, these records of sound levels take no account of the fact that people vary in their perceptions of noise as well. Someone like me with years of working acoustics might be very different from you in this regard. But anyway, even though these noise maps are very crude, they've been useful in providing information and raising awareness that noise matters. We need to deal with it, and so it's a political matter. And that's important. We need rules and regulations because the noise can cause all sorts of problems. Those of you who are city dwellers know things go on 24 hours a day. So city dwellers often suffer from interrupted sleep. It is also known that noise can lead a rise in levels of stress due to physical changes in the body affecting the composition of the blood. There are other problems as well. For instance, if school children don't have a quiet place to study, their work will suffer. Now, one problem with decibel measurement is that it doesn't differentiate between different types of noise. Some types of sounds that most people would probably think of as nice and relaxing might well score highly in decibels. Think of the sound made by a fountain in a town square, for example. That's not necessarily something we want to control or reduce. So maybe researchers should consider that sorts of sounds in these sorts of sounds in urban design. Instead, many researchers are using social are using social science techniques, studying people's emotional response to sound by using questionnaires and so on. So what exactly do people want to hear in urban environment? Some recent interdisciplinary research has come out with results that at first sight seem contradictory. A city needs to have a sense of activity, so it needs to be lively, like the clack of high heels on the pavement or the hiss of a coffee machine. But this mustn't be too intrusive, because at the same time, we need to be able to relax. One of the major in achieving this will be getting architects and town planners to use this research. Apart from studying the basics of acoustics, these people receive little training in this area. But in fact, they should regarding sound as an opportunity to add to the experience of urban living, whereas at present they tend to see it as something to be avoided or reduced as far as possible, or something that's just the job for engineers like the street drainage system. What's needed is for noise in cities to be regarded as an aesthetic quality, as something that has the qualities of an art form. If we acknowledge this, then we urgently need to know what governs it and how designers can work with it.